Welcome to Raleigh, home of the North Carolina State Fair, which wraps up this weekend, and also coming to a close, the thrill ride that is the regular season in ACC women's soccer. Tonight, a rivalry matchup, NC State hosting number 7 Duke. The Blue Devils making the short trip over from Durham for a matchup that is thick with postseason implications. A check of the standings. Stanford and Notre Dame have clinched their first-round byes in the ACC tournament. 4 more tournament spots to hand out. If there is a winner in this game tonight, that team, regardless of who it is, will control their own destiny into Thursday. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday evening. She's the former Virginia Tech Hokie College Cup defender Morgan Bowen. My name is Matt Krause. Well, Morgan, both of these teams have the postseason on their mind tonight.
And there's a lot to play for with both teams.
Rygaard Hansen, chipped over the bar by Nikolai. Nikolai weaving. Nikolai shoots. Luka Nikolai, wow! A beautiful shot, a beautiful goal. Heels by 2.
Margaret Wild. Wild, who's had a couple of looks in this first half. Takes another shot that Johan touches out. Abraham back in front, squirts free. Alvarez got a foot on it. Dangerous situation, and Pitt will have a corner out of it.
They do get Daisy Duda back in this game here tonight, as there's a foul committed just around the top of the box. It'll be a dangerous free kick for Duke, and a red card given to NC State. Trevor Wiseman, the center referee, deemed that was denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Oh my goodness. Caroline Dysart has been relatively untested tonight. That changes now. Header in! We are level! A set-piece goal ties the game! 10 goals on the year for Jade Bordelot, and the Blue Devils grab the lead right back! Mia Minestrella on the road again!
North Carolina offensively this year has been paced by 3 players. Olivia Thomas with her 10 goals, including 4 game winners. Linda Olmark is the facilitator with 7 assists. And oh, by the way, the reigning Herman Trophy winner.
Well, you have someone like Kate Fossey, who had the incredible year she had last year. You need other players to step up, and that's exactly what Linda Olmark and Olivia Thomas has done. They stepped up early. It allowed Kate Fossey to get in her rhythm, and now she's starting to score goals. So for any team, you need those multiple contributors to make sure it aids your unpredictability in the attack, and the Tar Heels are starting to get that going.
Linda Olmark, the sophomore from Western New York, an assist in each of Carolina's last 2 games. Tessa Della Rose, 34 in white. Limited to just 7 games so far this season. Suffered an injury prior to the year, working her way back to full fitness. Lauren Malsom looking for Hope Munson coming up on an overlapping run. Munson fires off a cross that sails over the end line.
The build-up play is really good because Pitt right now is in that deep 4-4-2. They're trying to rotate Ellermeyer and Wild to take out the holding midfield play of the North Carolina Tar Heels. So there has to be different rotations in midfield because of the stingy defensive compactness we're seeing from Pittsburgh.
Second mention in a couple minutes, the Tennessee Volunteers. That's where Abby Rice transferred from. She's in goal for Pitt. Ellie Breach is Pitt's all-time saves leader, who is still on the roster but is not with the team at the moment. She is away for a personal matter. Okay, so you mentioned the 4-4-2 defensively for Pitt. Ben Waldron, the first-year head coach of the Panthers, will say it's a 4-3-3 for his team, but they will back into that 4-4-2 when other teams spend time in possession, as opponents have been prone to do in the last couple of games against Pitt.
Well, with systems of play, no more are the days if you play one system. You play a system in possession, you play a system out of possession. The 4-3-3 that he's alluding to is that when they're in possession, you'll see Lucia Wells get higher up as a winger, and so it'll look more like a 4-3-3. Out of possession, they go more into that 4-4-2, where there's a rotation of Ellermeyer and Wild taking out the holding midfielders and applying pressure to the center backs.
the edge of the box. Played out by Bella Devi. Allmark challenged. Olivia Thomas. Katie Ellermeyer wins it back. Ellermeyer, small in stature, 6 goals this season, 24 in blue. Talented freshman from California.
Well, and she's been unbelievable for Pitt this year, and just being able to contribute on the goal scoring, but also you don't need size to understand how to play in pockets and to elude pressure, and she's probably been figuring that out her whole life, being a smaller statured player, and she's just very smart in how she gets on the ball and where she goes from there when she receives it.
Maya Archibald, the Canadian international, sends it wide for Lola Abraham. Her cross bounces free. Tapped out by Gattino.
Really important from Gattino there. She had to reestablish position because Devi and her were both too far to the central channel.
Dabo serves it forward. Wild the header just wide of the post, and a good early look for Pitt. Margaret Wild, who took that shot, is a senior from the Philadelphia area. Prior to this year, she had played in 6 games in her career for Pitt. And Ben Waldron said to us, when they met prior to the season, he said, you know, if your college career is going to be defined by playing time, this may not be the right place for you. But Margaret Wild took that as a challenge, and she put all the work in. Ben Waldron said the growth is 100% her. She's played in every game this year for Pitt, earned a spot in the starting lineup, and has scored 3 times. As he said, if we had 11 Margaret Wilds, we'd be pretty good.
You definitely love hearing that, because sometimes you just have to grind in the shadows when no one's watching, when you're not maybe getting the reward that you would like to get, but then opportunities come and you take advantage, and that's exactly what she's done. And I really felt against Duke on Thursday, she was a primetime player for them in attacking transition and going vertical.
There's another long ball for Wild. Johan off her line. Wild sidestepping left. Goes down at the top of the box. Play on, says David Erbacher. Pitt with a couple of dangerous chances early.
Well, there's the vertical threat we were just speaking about. She's always looking to lurk on the back line and look for any balls that might go between the center back. So if the service isn't read properly by the opposition, she's in.
Let's take another look at it.
And just looking vertically right away, and it's right behind the backside shoulder of Avon Alvarez. If not for this touch by Johan, that would have been in and been an open net for Margaret Wild. She's quick. She does make a really good decision to go around. It's just that little fingertip save that really helps the Tar Heels.
Ben Waldron and David Erbacher engaged in a conversation. Mr. Erbacher, left side of your screen, now stepping away. What do we think this is about, Casey?
I would assume it's that tackle at the top of the box that was after that entire play, because they were looking for a potential foul in that moment. And you could see right away that it was motion, that it was all ball by the way our center official motioned after that play. So probably just a little bit of an explanation, a spirited conversation from the bench, I'm sure, was what initiated that.
Hannah Johan is the 3rd starting goalkeeper utilized by North Carolina this season. Claire Gagne was the mainstay between the pipes last year as the Tar Heels won the national championship, and she went on to the pro ranks, but replacing her contributions, it's been a little bit by committee this year. Dangerous ball into the box for North Carolina, touched out by Pitt. Tessa Dela Rose. Dela Rose serves at top of the 6, played in by Rice. And Pitt working quickly on the counter.
And they're looking to push the pace. That's just a sign of confidence from Pitt after getting those opportunities. Yes, they did not score, but sometimes when you just get those opportunities, you start to believe that you can compete in these types of games, and they're trying to get out of their defensive shape quite quickly.
Pitt's scorelines this season: 6-0 against Stanford, 4-0 SMU, 5-0 Duke. Very, very deceiving.
They are very deceiving, because a lot of those games have been a lot closer for 2/3 of the game. Only Stanford got on them quite early with 3 goals in the first half, 3 goals in the second half. But it's a young group trying to figure things out, and you can see the makings of a really strategic team. You see the athleticism to be able to go in attacking transition, and you can really catch teams off guard. But that's why I kept reiterating the 90-minute consistency of those habits.
Yeah, Ben Waldron said against SMU it was maybe 60 good minutes. Against Duke it was 65, but it's not 90, and that's why Pitt is where it is, 1-4 in the ACC.
in an ACC play, you get punished for that. If you don't play the entire 90s, more likely than not, you're not going to come out with results. But you have to really watch their games. You can't just look at score lines, and that's the beautiful thing about football and being able to watch it, is that there's so much more to each game.
It's like when you're playing Jenga, right? You pull a little wood block that you don't think is going to make it tumble, and then it all comes crashing down.
So this is where you'll clearly see the 4-4-2 defensive structure. Ellermeyer just comes in to take out the holding midfield play of Ashley Penny, not allow her on the ball, and then they'll get back into that structure. So it's not a low block. They're definitely allowed to step and press, just like Dava was doing there, but they go back to that structure to allow it to be condensed.
So Carolina goes into the wide area against that structure, and it's Munson on the ground to Malsom. Malsom looking for a shot, and a roller to Rice.
And this is good play from Munson, just going into the wide channel, beats her defender, then is able to find Malsom. I like that Malsom turns to face up immediately. The better choice probably would be to bend that back post for a shot rather than power, but she does really well to set herself up for the opportunity against a back line that's really condensed there.
And this will be Lauren Malsom's final game of the regular season. She is headed off to U17 World Cup duty. They will take her out of the Tar Heel lineup for the remainder of the regular year and through the ACC tournament should North Carolina qualify. Both Malsom and Riley Kennedy will depart for that duty following this game. That duo missed 3 games earlier for some friendly matches right at the end of August during non-conference play, but those were games against Rice and UNCG and UW-Milwaukee, all talented mid-major teams, but it's not the heart of ACC play.
It's not, and Malsom really came into her own against Notre Dame, coming in off the bench, scoring a brace, and you could tell from there she just looked very confident, and that bodes well for the U.S. team that's going off and that's going to have her, but for the Tar Heels and trying to figure out the depth piece, it's going to be important because they don't typically go too far into their bench in this 2025 season, and the same can be said for Pitt as well.
Here is Malsom, who wins the ball from Dabo. She'll carry it to the top of the box. Dabo steps in and takes it back. Ashley Penny now. Thomas, always dangerous from distance, gets the corner turned. Olmark follows it up and scores! 4th goal of the season for Linda Olmark, and the team's leader in assists does the finishing herself.
Really well-worked wide play, but then Malsom gets it centrally. She goes herself for an opportunity, just brings a lot of defenders around here, and it looked like it was going to be cleared. It's kept in, so for a second phase of play, they try to spring Olivia Thomas wide, and I love this ball behind the back line because no one can clear it because they're facing their own goal. Kate Fossey puts enough pressure to keep it alive, and Linda Olmark is not going to miss from there, no doubt about it. Side foots it with power and precision. Just a great goal for the midfielder.